In the late 2000s, WWE renamed John Cena's finishing maneuver from FU to attitude adjustment. This was one bit of a broader series of changes on the way as the promotion transitioned to what they called the PG era from the ruthless aggression era. The latter was known for its portrayal of edgy, suggestive content. We know the meaning of the F in the most universal version of FU, but there's not enough insight into why the meaning of the F is considered a bad word.
And before we talk about it, I would tell our viewers that this is going to be troublesome for you. You may want to change channels or do something else.
Turn down the sound.
Turn down the sound, maybe that's...
Linguists, etymologists, and popular educators have provided explanations as to what makes common bad words bad. There's even a Netflix series focused on popular expletives. Now, is believed to have originated from Germanic languages with potential connections to words like the Dutch "fokken," which means to breed, or the German "ficken." And it gets interesting here because what you discover is that most of these bad words originate from Germanic languages. In fact, the dirtier it is, the more likely it has Germanic roots, it seems. I gave two friends a plethora of bad words to see how they'll measure the degree of dirtiness for each word. The list I gave them did not include the language of origin of the bad words, but majority of the words they labeled with high vulgarity were of Germanic roots. On the other hand, only one of the non-Germanic bad words were labeled in high vulgarity, as you can see in this list. The rest of the non-Germanic fell between medium and mild on average. So Germanic words tend to be the most vulgar, and our problem word is derived from Germanic. But is it enough that their roots being Germanic makes them bad? Why are vulgar terms laced with the highest severity derived from Germanic languages? Where did the stigma come from? After the Norman conquest of England in 1066, the ruling class spoke Old French while the common people continued to speak Old English, a Germanic language. As a result, Anglo-Saxon terms often came to be viewed as cruder and less prestigious compared to their French-derived counterparts. This social stratification contributed to the perception of Germanic words as more vulgar or offensive. Over time, English developed a dual lexicon where words derived from Old English were used in everyday, often lower-class contexts, while words of Latin or French origin were considered more refined and were used in formal or upper-class context. Vulgarity was associated with the lower classes, reinforcing the perception of Germanic terms as harsher or more severe. The lifestyle of the lower class generated a vocabulary common to the, common man. The common people worked jobs such as farming, carpentry, butchery, mining, and consequently you'll find that many of the most coarse terms originated from the conduct of the occupation. For example, words describing animal parts are generally of Germanic origin, as opposed to the food derived from these animals. Another possible reason is that Germanic words often have harsher, more guttural sounds compared to the softer, more flowing sounds of Latinate words. This can make Germanic terms feel more forceful and direct, contributing to their perception as more severe when used as vulgarities. The connotations of many Germanic-derived vulgarities are tied to bodily functions, excretion, sexual acts, things we could not understand and things we were afraid of, which are often considered taboo or offensive topics. This directness contrasts with euphemistic or more sanitized terms for Latinate roots, further intensifying the crudeness of the Germanic words. Just look at the table. Now, some of these words for those foul things have become bad even to say, just like other terms. They have experienced what Sharon Henderson dubbed the euphemism treadmill, in which euphemisms themselves become taboo words through the linguistic process of semantic change known as pejoration. The F word, itself a euphemism, is also used for what Steven Pinker categorized as cathartic swearing, in which we swear to relieve pain. For example, if you jam your leg against the bottom of a door. But what if we did not know how to swear? Well, it's not just about the swearing. It's about the mouth taking a shape that forms incomprehensible words, which would most likely squeeze out hard consonants like K, G, T, D, P, and B. Just look at Squidward when he's angry. So, even if we couldn't swear, we'll utter something that sounds angry, forced, cringe, guttural. Today, cultural products such as literature, media, and folklore have perpetuated and reinforced the association of certain Germanic terms with vulgarity. These terms have been consistently portrayed and perceived as the most severe expression of anger, insult, or offense. The transition of from a mere descriptor to a powerful expletive involves societal taboos surrounding sexuality and propriety. In many cultures, topics related to sex have historically been considered private and potentially shameful, leading to the stigmatization of words associated with them. As a result, became a potent taboo word, symbolizing not only the act of sex, but also a broader sense of vulgarity and disrespect. So this evolution mirrors the broader pattern of language where words cycle between acceptability and taboo status, shaped by cultural, religious, and societal influences.